Poetry, an inside look. What secrets are hidden inside a poem? Expand your mind. Discover devices that writers use in poems to express what they feel inside. Assignment. At the end of this lesson, you will complete a multiple choice test. You will define, identify, and analyze poetic devices. Objectives. After completing this lesson, you'll be able to define poetic devices, including internal rhyme, alliteration, assonance, consonance, and repetition. Identify poetic devices within poems and excerpts of the poems. Analyze the impact of the poetic terms used by the author. And define and identify poetic structural terms, including line, line break, stanza, couplet, and quatrain. Poetry reveals what's within. A poem is like a picture painted with words. It shares an idea, tells a story, or captures a moment in a unique and creative way. Reading and writing poetry allows us to explore feelings we have hidden inside. It comforts and confronts the monster within. Poems often have things hidden inside them as well. Authors cleverly place poetic devices to create specific sounds and moods. Poetic devices, artistic techniques to enhance writing. Taking a closer look and listening to the words in a poem can reveal unexpected surprises hidden inside. It is time to look into rhyme. Perhaps the most common poetic device in poetry is rhyme. Rhyme is the repetition of the ending sounds in words. When used properly, rhyme creates a pattern to the poem structure. It also creates a pleasing sound. End rhyme is when the final word in one line rhymes with the final word in a line nearby. When the rhyming word appears at the end of two consecutive lines, it is known as a couplet. This is a couplet. It features end rhyme. You'll read poems like this one time after time. Internal rhyme. Internal rhyme is when a word in the middle of a line rhymes with a word at the end or with a nearby word. If you feel you must trust him, just listen to me. He seems nice, but look twice, 'cause there's much more to see. The opening lines of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven combine end rhyme and internal rhyme to add style and rhythm. The internal rhyme quickens the pace of the poem because the reader begins to anticipate it. The end rhyme creates the structure by providing the stopping point for each thought. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. Creating rhythm through repetition. Some writers repeat phrases, words, or beginning letters to emphasize an idea. The reoccurring sounds can also enhance a mood. They can comfort, like a child's rhyme, tickle like a tongue twister, or create a hypnotic rhythm that deliberately draws us in deep. Repetition. Repetition is the use of the same word or phrase several times within a poem. Another fight with my best friend, another day on my own, another night that I must spend alone, alone, alone. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of nearby words. Nobody knows the nervousness I have hidden here in my heart. Robert Louis Stevenson's The Rain combines repetition and alliteration. The repetition of the word rain in several forms creates a feeling of a steady storm. Alliteration creates a comfortable sing-song rhythm that helps the poem flow like the water it describes. The rain is raining all around. It falls on field and tree. It rains on the umbrellas here and on the ships at sea. What is hidden in the middle? Poets use rhyme to repeat sounds at the ends of words. They use alliteration to repeat sounds at the beginnings. Poets can also repeat sounds in the middle of words and in words that do not rhyme. Two poetic devices help create a unified sound and a sense of harmony between their words. Consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds in nearby non-rhyming words. Lynn wanted her dinner to turn out unique. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds in nearby non-rhyming words. My life is a star shining bright all the time. In these lines from Fire and Ice, Robert Frost creates consonants by repeating the S sound. This emphasizes the words and creates an interesting beat. He creates assonance by repeating of the A and O sounds. Repeating different vowel sounds can speed up or slow down the rhythm of a line. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. How poets arrange their ideas. Once poets determine what to include with their poems, they must decide how to arrange the words on the page. While writers of fiction use sentences and paragraphs, poets use lines and stanzas. A line of poetry refers to the words in a single row of a poem. A line may be a complete sentence with capital letters and punctuation. It may be a portion of a sentence. It may even be a single word. Poets have the freedom to create a line break anywhere they wish. They choose line breaks to enhance the meaning, the rhythm, or the emotion of their words. Why poets choose line breaks? To end the line on a rhyming word. To maintain a certain number of syllables in a line. To create or disrupt a predictable rhythm. To emphasize or isolate a word or phrase. To follow the rules of grammar. Poets also have freedom to arrange their lines into stanzas. A stanza is a group of lines that divide a poem into sections. Stanzas may be any length and feature any rhythm the poet chooses. Once the first stanza is established, the rest of the stanzas in a poem usually repeat the same length and style. Stanzas provide structure for the poets to present ideas in clear and creative ways. Why poets use stanzas? To create a fixed pattern of rhymes or lines. To group similar ideas or emotions together. To show a change in tone, focus, or time. To indicate a pause or suggest a silence. To present a unique visual arrangement. A look inside, the monster within. It is your turn to dive into a poem to see what you find inside. The Monster Within by Auden Bennett features a teenager battling the troublemaking personality that hides inside. The poem uses repetition by restating the title at the end of each quatrain. Quatrain, a stanza made up of 4 lines. The reoccurring phrase highlights the importance of those words so they stick in the reader's minds. What other poetic devices are hidden within the monster within? What purpose does each poetic device serve? Take an inside look and find out. A look inside the monster within. Read the poem carefully. Select the correct option for each question, and then select Submit. The Monster Within by Auden Bennett. There's a beast deep inside me who pleads for release. He's a demon determined to disrupt the peace. He's dark and demented, a deranged evil twin. He's a creature that I call the monster within. He talks loud and picks fights, and he breaks every rule. He mocks friends and cracks jokes that are wicked and cruel. I take all of the blame. It's a shame and a sin, how he haunts me and taunts me, the monster within. Recap. You have discovered the secrets of what goes into a poem. You know the rhymes and the reasons. Are you keeping up with your reading? Poetic devices. End rhyme. When the final word in a line rhymes with the final word in a line nearby. Internal rhyme. When a word in the middle of a line rhymes with a word at the end or with a nearby word. Repetition. The use of the same word or phrase several times within a poem. Alliteration. The repetition of constant sounds at the beginning of nearby words. Consonants. The repetition of inner or ending consonant sounds in nearby rhyming words. Assonance. The repetition of inner or ending vowel sounds in nearby non-rhyming words. Poetic structure. Quatrain. A stanza with 4 lines. Couplet. A pair of consecutive lines that rhyme. Line break, where a row of words ends. What is my assignment for this lesson? Go to assignment 5.02 and complete the quiz on poetic devices.